Willie D Live.
What's up, family? A Republican-backed judge in Virginia just shut down the Democrats' grand plan to redistrict. And man, it's really bad out there on the political streets right now. In fact, the voting streets are even worse. Yeah, man, because Virginians are feeling disenfranchised. They were asked to vote on a referendum, and they voted. They got the result that they wanted, and it was stripped away from them by a judge just like that. But it's not over. I want y'all to check out this article right quick. Here we go. This article is per KTXS News. So Virginia judge blocks redistricting referendum from being certified. A Virginia judge blocked the state from certifying the results of Tuesday's congressional map referendum, deeming the referendum and the bill that triggered it as unconstitutional, according to a judge's order issued Wednesday. Virginia's current Attorney General, Jay Jones, confirmed to 7 News on Wednesday that his office would appeal the decision. The order, according to officials, came from the Tazewell Circuit Court, which previously blocked the referendum after repeatedly deeming the vote and the resolution for the referendum unconstitutional, siding with Republicans who filed several suits. Both previous attempts at blocking the referendum were struck down by the Virginia Supreme Court. Virginia voters on Tuesday narrowly advanced legislation to redraw the state's congressional maps, a move that could give Democrats 10 out of the 11 seats in the U.S. House. Currently, there are 6 Democrats and 5 Republicans representing the state. Democrats in the state pushed for a midterm redistricting in response to President Donald Trump, who initially encouraged Republican states to do the same before the midterm elections. There are several lawsuits challenging the referendum. So what are Democrats saying about this? It ain't over. They are saying it ain't over. We are going to fight. We are going to fight. It ain't over. So what did Donald Trump have to say about all of this? A rigged election took place last night in the great Commonwealth of Virginia. All day long, Republicans were winning. The spirit was unbelievable until the very end, when, of course, there was a massive mail-in ballot drop. Where have I heard that before? And the Democrats eked out another crooked victory. 6-5 goes to 10-1. And yet the presidential election in November was very close to a 50-50 split, lying ass. In addition to everything else, the language on the referendum was purposely unintelligible and deceptive. As everyone knows, I am an extraordinarily brilliant person, and even I had no idea what the hell they were talking about in the referendum, and neither do they. Let's see if the courts will fix this travesty of justice. You know, they were saying that because Donald Trump was always running to social media, typing and going on, that is the reason why the Iran deal fell through. He going in, typing, telling people what the play is, telling folks how far or how not far they've gotten into the negotiations, making threats to Iran. And when he said that they were close to making a deal, Iran said, "We don't even know what you're talking about, man. We ain't got no deal." And eventually Iran said, "No deal." The way that Trump tweets, it is indicative of someone who talks too much. He says way too much. You know, kind of like, I was going to say like a woman do, but these dudes have been outdoing women lately in the feminine area. The dudes have been taking off lately. A lot of these women, they don't stand a chance against these dudes today. Suppressing the will of the people rarely ends well for the suppressors. But Trump wouldn't know that because the arrogance constantly gets in the way. California stood, now Virginia must stand. You did? See, there's a precedence for this, and that is California. So this is not going to end well for Trump. He will eventually have to concede, and they're going to have to try something else. This is also indicative of sticking your hand in some boo-boo and F around and find out. Because they started this. Trump and Abbott in Texas started this. They're the ones who went and unfairly redrew the district to give themselves an advantage in the polls, to give themselves an advantage in Congress. They stole, I believe it was 4 seats in Texas. That's how Jasmine Crockett was forced out of office. They redistricted and they stole her seat. So they took those 4 seats and they put them over to the Republican side. They just basically redrew, just drew a different line. Boy, they're good at drawing those lines and dividing, right? They're very good at that. They've been doing it for centuries. There's going to be a revolution in America, and they are pushing hard for it, and it is going to happen eventually. It is going to happen eventually. You can't have 2 sets of rules. You can't have one for the oligarchy and one for the people. Eventually, the people are going to grow so dissatisfied that they are going to revolt. Yeah, absolutely. It's cool when they do it. But when we do it, it's a problem. That's what the Democrats are saying right now. It's cool when they do it, but when we do it, it's a problem. Now, what I want to see is, are the Democrats going to stand on it? Because there's a little bit more than just talking and posturing that goes along with standing up to a bully. You got to be ready, willing, and able to put belt to ass. Yeah, fam. It's no joke. I think the word today, boys and girls, is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Yeah. Some people were saying, well, how does this have to be voted on in the first place? Why did Virginia have to vote in the first place? Texas didn't vote. Well, you got the federal, and then you got the state. So you got federal laws and you got state laws. So Virginia, obviously, here is under a state law. So they have to adhere to those rules within the state. So the argument is based on a technicality in the procedures, not the amendment itself. I don't know if what they did in Texas was unconstitutional. They moved the goalposts so frequently. It's just hard to know what it is. They don't have the time. They don't even know what the laws are. But I know if it was cool for Texas, it's going to have to be cool for Virginia. It was cool for Texas. It was cool for California. It's going to have to be cool for Virginia. For Virginia. Trump has no idea what he's doing. His administration have no idea what they're doing. They don't have a plan. You know what? Let me back up. They do have a plan. Their plan is to bogart and to just be reckless and ruthless and not really consider consequences, not apply any critical thinking. This will fall. This whole thing that they're doing is going to fall apart. They tried to block California. The people spoke. It didn't go so well. So now they're trying to block Virginia. The people have spoken, and it's not going to go so well for Trump and the rest of his goons. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.